welcome. You're watching India Upfront. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and in election season, where would you be except on the election trail? So we've traveled to Chennai. We'll be going to the other seats in Tamil Nadu as well. But today we are talking about what has happened over the last 24 hours. Because in 2 months from now, one party is going to be celebrating and the other is going to be picking up the pieces. Why? Because in exactly 2 months from now, you're going to have results day for the Lok Sabha election 2024. And at this time, when everyone should be consolidating, the grand old party seems to be in a protracted existential crisis. Perhaps that's what their cadre and leaders are also sensing, which is why it seems they cannot get out of the Congress fast enough. What was a trickle at one time has now turned into a full-fledged flood. Where they go might be different. Some end up in the BJP, some make their way to other parties like the NCP or even Samajwadi Party or even the Eknath Shinde Sena, but they know for sure that the Congress isn't for them anymore. You may well call them opportunists. Maybe they are. Maybe they're only looking for better opportunities. But where is the root of the problem? Is the malaise actually right at the top? And is it symbolized by the very fact that two of the biggest seats, the most important seats, the star seats as it were, there is a complete silence, a stony silence from the Congress about the fate of Raebareli and Amethi. Who are the candidates from there? While the party itself remains completely silent, ironically, a person who isn't even a part of the Congress has now spoken up and declared that perhaps it's time for him, Robert Vadra, to contest from Amethi.
मुझे लग रहा है कि वो चाहते हैं कि गांधी परिवार का कोई भी सदस्य वापस आए, वहाँ वो भारी बहुमत से जिताएंगे, यहाँ तक कि वो मेरे से भी प्रेरणा करते हैं और आशा करते हैं कि मैं वहाँ अपना पहला कदम अगर राजनीति में रखता हूँ और सांसद बनने की सोचता हूँ तो मैं अमेठी को ही रिप्रेजेंट करूँ। उनका मेरे ख्याल से ज़्यादा वहाँ आना जाना नहीं है, वहाँ कुछ प्रगति के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे हैं, बस वो ये देख रहे हैं कि गांधी परिवार के ऊपर कैसे कुछ बेबुनियाद कोई सवाल उठाएं, इल्ज़ाम लगाएं और बस शोर शराबा करें और अपनी पोजीशन का गलत इस्तेमाल करें। तो मैं देखता हूं कि ज़्यादातर वो उसी में लगे हुए हैं। अगर मैं अपनी मेहनत से आऊं और लोग चाहते हैं और कांग्रेस पार्टी चाहेगी और अपनी मेहनत से मैं बनूं, ये नहीं कि क्योंकि मैं गांधी परिवार का सदस्य हूं उसी वजह से मुझे चुना गया है या चाहते हैं।
But naturally, the BJP, which has actively welcomed all the discontents from the Congress into its fold, today latched on to what Robert Vadra had said. The BJP said this is classic. Why would a cadre want to stay when the leadership is being restricted to a select few? When people like Mr. Vadra decide their own candidature from a prestigious seat like that of Amethi. One Rajya Sabha MP even said that this is like the classic case of an elephant being stuck in a swamp and then even a frog getting the courage to kick it. And yet others declared that the Congress now is reduced to RSVP.
कांग्रेस की हार साफ नजर आती है। कांग्रेस पार्टी अब आरएसवीपी पार्टी बन गई है। राहुल सोनिया, वड्रा प्रियंका पार्टी, उनकी कोई उपलब्धि नहीं है, जनता ने नकार दिया है। और राहुल गांधी जब साउथ में चुनाव लड़ने वायनाड को चुनते हैं तो वहां पर भी लगता है हार जाएंगे।
हमें अभी तक वाड्रा जी की तरफ से कोई आवेदन प्राप्त नहीं हुआ है। कांग्रेस पार्टी में अगर उन्होंने आवेदन किया हो तो उनकी सासू माँ जाने, उनके साले साहब जाने, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को भी कोई आवेदन प्राप्त नहीं हुआ है।
स्थिति ऐसी नहीं, बहुत गंभीर है और चिंता का विषय है कि कांग्रेस जैसी पार्टी आज इस स्थिति में आ गई है कि ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसका राजनीति से कोई लेना देना नहीं, जिसने कभी कोई मेंबरशिप ज्वाइन नहीं की पार्टी की या कभी पार्टी के सदस्य के रूप में जाना नहीं गया, वो अमेठी जैसी सीट के ऊपर अपना दावा रखता है, उसको हाईकमान की परवाह नहीं है, तो ये लोकतंत्र के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
So the big question that we come to now is very simple. Is the problem within the Congress, the chaos at the bottom, the confusion in the middle, and the restricting of the decision making to RSVP, or is this just a simple case of how parties function at the time of elections? There are defections, people come and go, and of course, something that is drummed up by the BJP, a narrative that is being drummed up by the BJP. But the million-dollar question, which is what I want to start with, when will the candidates of Amethi and Raebareli really be declared so that at least Mr. Vadra knows one way or the other? Let me take this across to the guests. Joining us now is R.P. Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Kamru Choudhury, political analyst, Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party, and senior journalist Saba Naqvi. I'll ask you first, Mr. Choudhury, when will the candidates be declared? You've already have the first phase nominations are closed. The second phase nominations have started. And we still don't know that the star seats are going to be represented or contested by who. This is like the BJP not telling you who will fight from Varanasi.
No, Padmaja, first and foremost, let be assured that there will be candidates for Amethi and Raebareli. Don't be worried about it. When the time comes, the party will declare. It's not at the whims and fancies of a particular leader that we declare the names. Individual aspirations might be there for any of the particular person, but the party's candidature is selected by collective leadership of the party, unlike the BJP, wherein one or 2% decide the candidature. But we are a party which we believe in decentralization of the power, wherein the grassroots leadership decides who is best represented in a particular constituency. It all depends on the leadership. Within a few days, you will come to know. Nothing big, nothing lost.
Can I interrupt you for just 10 seconds, Mr. Choudhury? Through the day today, every single Congress person we spoke to, every single person, none of them said, we will decide. You know what each one of them said? The Gandhis will decide where they want to fight from. If they decide to fight from Raebareli, good for them. If they don't, then we will see what is to happen. So if you're talking about decentralization, Congress leaders, including Avinash Pandey, are actually saying, we leave it to the Gandhis. It's their decision to make.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, political ambition within families is not unique to the Congress party and exists across the political spectrum. The party's leadership extends beyond any individual or a family, with a diverse range of leaders contributing to its vision and direction. It's not only the decision of the Gandhi Parivar whether they want to contest in Raebareli and Amethi. It all depends on how the entire winnability, the perception of the people, the caste combinations, the social engineering of that particular constituency will come in to decide the winnability of a particular candidate. So I don't take anything much that it's a point of debate right now, because lots of other seats are there where the candidates have not yet been declared. So let the time come, this iska bhi parda khul jayega.
You don't think it's getting a little late?
We should be
because the allegation being made is that because it's this kind of lethargy which is demoralizing the cadre. You don't think it's very late?
Let it be a suspense, Padmaja. It will be an interesting debate on another day if Priyanka Gandhi chooses to fight from Raebareli and Rahul Gandhi chooses to fight from Amethi. So let it be a suspense right now. What's the problem with that?
No, there is absolutely no problem. Everyone loves a good suspense thriller. But I would imagine the Karyakartas on the ground need to know whose posters they should start canvassing with. Until the day of voting, they have to start canvassing. But R.P. Singh, let me bring you in. Let's be honest. This actually is on the, this is phase 5. May 20th is when Raebareli and Amethi are going to vote. So there is plenty of time for tickets to be decided. Now the BJP is jumping in as if, this is the end of the world. The Congress is saying we have plenty of time, more than a month and a half, we will decide the tickets. There is no confusion, there is no chaos.
Well, they can decide after the May 20th also, nothing in haste. I mean, they can take their time. But the whole of the subject or the whole of the issue started with Vadra himself saying that, yes, I am keen to contest Amethi. Although he said the party decide, but he has thrown his ball into the field. I mean, and he's saying that, yes, he is keen to contest. So the now Congress party has to decide. Congress party is the dilemma, and so is the Congress spokesperson, whether to say yes, Mr. Vadra can contest or not, Mr. Robert Vadra can contest or not contest, whether he will contest, because now one thing is clear, that it's the dynasty which decides.
Inner party democracy, right? Even.
Yes. Is a table democracy?
No, there is inner party democracy. You also
it's
had
an inner party
partner of yours, Pashupati Paras, saying, I will contest Hajipur. You had Mr. Ishwarappa saying, I want to contest Fala seat. It's all democracy. And good suspense.
Yeah. But issue is that it's a dining table which is party which is deciding who will contest where, and it's the person from the dining table who is saying that yes, I will contest. Anurag Thakur rightly said it's RSVP party, and it's just four of them put together decide on the dining table who will contest from where or who will not contest. So good. If we welcome Mr. Vadra taking a decision, taking a plunge, and then let him face the heat of the Amethi also. I mean, he says he wants to contest Amethi, but there is still nothing about Raebareli. I mean, we don't know who is going to contest from Raebareli, or whether they'll...
We will come to RSVP in just a second. I will put that question to Sabha, but I want to bring in Harshvardhan Tripathi. Harshvardhan जी, आपको लगता है that everyone, जिसको कहते हैं ना कि जैसे आज लहर सिंह सरोया ने बोला कि जब एक हाथी दलदल में फंस जाता है तो मेंढकी भी उसको लात मारती है, तो कांग्रेस की यही हालत हो गई है कि जनरली एनालिस्ट मीडिया भी कांग्रेस को उस हाथी की तरह ट्रीट कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने 2 टिकट डिक्लेयर नहीं किए, सब उनके ऊपर चढ़ गए, कह रहे कांग्रेस खत्म हो गई, बिखर गई। महायुति की जो 48 सीट्स है महाराष्ट्र में, अभी तक उन्होंने भी डिक्लेयर नहीं की है सारी की सारी सीट्स। इनफैक्ट यू गॉट सीट्स लाइक थाने, नासिक, सतारा, उस्मानाबाद, औरंगाबाद, कल्याण, पालघर, रत्नागिरी, सिंधुदुर्ग, वहां पे अभी भी लड़ाई चल रही है महाराष्ट्र में। उनको तो कोई नहीं बोल रहा दैट बीजेपी, शिवसेना, एनसीपी इज इन अ स्टेट ऑफ डिसअरे।
पद्मजा जी, निश्चित तौर पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए 2 बड़े कठिन राज्य हैं, एक है बिहार और एक है महाराष्ट्र। इन दोनों राज्यों में भाजपा के लिए सीट समझौता करना बहुत कठिन था। एक हो गया और दूसरा अभी है। बिहार था, महाराष्ट्र है। लेकिन यहां बात यह नहीं है कि आप सीटों का समझौता कैसे और कितनी देर में करते हैं। यहां मूल बात की चर्चा की जानी चाहिए। क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी का कोई फोकस है? जिस पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी ने उनके परिवार को और परिवार की कई पीढ़ियों को लगातार संसद में चुनकर भेजा, कोई भी ऑड्स रहे हों फिर भी भेजा चुन चुन के, वहां पर पार्टी को यह नहीं पता है कि करना क्या है। आपको भारत जोड़ो न्याय यात्रा के दौरान याद होगा कि राहुल गांधी अमेठी जब गए तो वहां भी अमेठी के बारे में कुछ नहीं बोला। ये यहां जाकर मुश्किल होती। और ठीक है, अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी चाहती है तो मीडिया उनकी चर्चा नहीं करेगा, तो कल आपके शो में आएंगे कांग्रेस कोई प्रवक्ता और कहेंगे कि पद्मजा तो अपने शो में सिर्फ भारतीय जनता पार्टी की बात करती। मुझे लगता है ये तो पार्टीज का अपना एक तरीका है। लेकिन मुझे याद आ रहा है कि मैं मुंबई से लौट रहा था पिछले महीने और एयरपोर्ट पर थोड़ा समय मिल गया तो एक कांग्रेस पार्टी के प्रवक्ता मिल गए। बड़े सुलझे हुए अच्छे वाले प्रवक्ता हैं, वो गाली गलौज नहीं करते हैं, लड़ते झगड़ते नहीं है, बड़े सुलझे हुए प्रवक्ता है। तो उन्होंने एक बात कही, उन्होंने कहा कि देखिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी और संघ का तंत्र बड़ा मजबूत है। अगर हम अपनी स्ट्रेटेजी अभी बता देंगे तो ये लोग सब चीर फाड़ कर देंगे, चुनाव तक हम कहीं बचेंगे नहीं। और आप मीडिया के लोग भी तुरंत पोस्टमार्टम करने बैठ जाते हैं। इसलिए हमने आप सब लोगों के लिए सरप्राइज एलिमेंट रखा हुआ। अब मुझे लगा कि सरप्राइज एलिमेंट चुनाव घोषित होते तक आ जाएगा, फिर लगा कि चलो पहले चरण के चुनाव के नामांकन तक आ जाएगा। अब अगर ऐसे करके चरण सारे के सारे बीत जाएंगे तो भैया फिर रिजल्ट आने के बाद तो कोई स्ट्रेटजी, पद्मजा जी, मुझे तो नहीं समझ में आता कोई राजनीतिक दल करे। और अमेठी और रायबरेली ऐसी सीट है जिसमें अमेठी में आप चुनाव ही नहीं हार चुके हैं। वहां के समाजवादी पार्टी के विधायक, मजबूत वाले विधायक, पाला बदलकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ है। रायबरेली में आप सिर्फ चुनाव नहीं हार सके। जिस अखिलेश प्रताप सिंह की रायबरेली सदर सीट थी, उनकी बेटी जो आपके परिवार का हिस्सा थी, अदिति सिंह, वो आ गई इधर। और अब ऊंचाहार से जो मनोज पांडे समाजवादी पार्टी के मजबूत विधायक, वो भी आ गए। तो आपको सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या इन दोनों सीटों पर कांग्रेस पार्टी को डर लगता है, मुश्किल ज्यादा बड़ी हो गई, यहां बात होनी चाहिए।
It's interesting you mention Aditi Singh, because I'll play out for you what Aditi Singh actually said about the entire attitude towards elections. But Sabha, how would you respond to this? Is there a sort of stasis at the top not talking about who's contesting Amethi, Raebareli. Much has been made about how 3CC meetings were not attended by Mr. Gandhi. And it is trickling down to general despondency and chaos, hence the exodus.
So I don't think there's any doubt. Uska koi doubt hi nahi hai ki wo ho raha hai, but I'll just put in, today the Congress has come out with I think it's a very nice manifesto, which raises issues of crony capitalism, and it's a welfare, whatever. But it's pointless if your messaging is so faulty. You can bring out a manifesto which people who like your ideology will say, this is a very good manifesto, but where are you? There is a serious crisis, and since we're talking about Uchahar and all, my family village is in Uchahar. My great-grand-uncle was part of the freedom struggle. He was the first MLA from Raebareli before Firoz Gandhi went there, and it becomes a family bastion. But look at the way today that the Congress is behaving. There is no doubt. This is ridiculous. I can go tomorrow and stand as an independent from Wayanad. Even I might get some votes. The battle is, will I be willing, if I want to enter politics, go and fight where it counts. So to my view, it is shocking that we don't have clarity that the Congress leadership should go and fight from that bastion, which is tough, which is a tough place to fight, but the tough battles are the only ones worth fighting. And when you are seeing, look, it's not just this. Have you realized that Aam Aadmi Party announced its candidates for Delhi the day after the alliance was announced? कितने 3 हफ्ते हो गए? दिल्ली के 3?
Yes.
कितने 3 हफ्ते 4 हफ्ते? कांग्रेस ने अभी तक बताया नहीं. What is going on?
It's been a month and a half. They have started their campaign. They have printed the posters. I know because in Delhi, I actually saw in Sangam Vihar them walking around. I think Kuldeep Kumar is the candidate from there. He's already there on the ground. He's campaigning with posters. And today we are being told, according to sources, that Kanhaiya Kumar will be fielded. We still don't know. First he contested from Bihar. Bihar he wasn't given that ticket from Begusarai.
You want to feel Kanhaiya? Give him some time. He's a very good orator. He might polarize. He might get people whipped up. Do it. Give people time. You are fighting against the machinery. You're fighting against a charismatic prime minister. What is going on here? We are getting a beautifully written manifesto, according to me. You might disagree, but it is pointless when you will not fight in the area where it counts. And let me also say that for the SP also, it's very bad because SP is ultimately a state party. An alliance with the Congress this is a national election. So believe me, I have been checking because UP, I know the terrain, I cover it repeatedly. I've been calling up people in many areas which are SP voters. They said, अगर कांग्रेस दिखती तो हम वोट देते, लेकिन कांग्रेस तो दिख ही नहीं रही है. तो अभी तक तो बहुत बुरी स्थिति है. That same, I don't want to get into names of seats which were won by the opposition last time. Some of them because they're not present there so far. Now, maybe in the end, they're going to pull out a great surprise and it reaches a ridiculous level. I know Kamru Zaman has a very tough task to defend this and to say it's all about the rights of the people joined. It's not true. The family has to decide about Amethi and Raebareli. And we also know that there was a play when Mr. Varun Gandhi had suggested, or it was suggested in the political category, that he should perhaps contest. They don't want that either. So I don't know who they want either in the end. Now Robert Vadra का थोड़ा सा अजीब सी story आ गई है बीच में. ये क्या है? तो deny it substantially because you want to then sink the Congress forever. Then you can allow Robert Vadra to make this. As it is, the Congress is in a very poor shape in UP, which is important, which is the original bastion. You have to show courage to fight any battle. So it is. I have to criticize it. I was told this about the manifesto, so I will defend the manifesto, and I think it's a good document. But the point is, I know Mr. Kamru Zaman will now defend himself. What can
100%. And if you have a good manifesto, Kamru Zaman Choudhury, look at this. Here is somebody who's saying you genuinely have a good, solid document. We can discuss the merits of that later. But how is it going to the people? Because you have not discussed your tickets. The other day, I heard another person, who was a YouTube journalist. He was with Rahul Gandhi in Bharat Jodo Yatra. He did a whole video saying, I am from Mathura, but the person who has been fielded from Mathura, nobody even knows his name. So there is part of the blame with the Congress. and a part of the blame with the Samajwadi Party as well. But first, respond to Sabha. You have a good document, but when are you going to have your candidates take it to the people? You don't even know who is fighting your 3 seats in Delhi, leave alone rest of the country.
The Congress Party's manifesto, I played a little bit part of the 2019 manifesto, but 2024 manifesto was one notch higher than the 2019 one. It embodies every little aspirational of the Indian middle class, as well as the youth of the Nari Shakti and of the working class. However, having said that, now the main job of the Congress Party and its leader is to take this message across to every single voter in his constituency. And in that, what are the constraints that have come the Congress's way? Our funds were freezed, our leaders were poached upon. Let me finish. Padmaja, just give me 10 more seconds. Let me tell you. If I want to go in for a counter narrative, this debate will be massacred and we will not be able to hear one another. Now you see what's happening with the Bharatiya Janata Party. The Nara of 400 plus is a very good Nara that they brought out for marketing. But however, 1 in every 4 candidate of the Bharatiya Janata Party is a turncoat Mirzafar from some other party brought into your own fold. But the Congress Party has always sacrificed, in its adjustment politics. As a grassroots worker, I can say that in its adjustment with the regional parties, in its adjustment with some parties which have turned itself on its back, the Congress Party. But we have sacrificed for the nation because we could not compromise on its ideology and on its roadmap for the future.
I will play out for you.
But look.
Fine, all people leaving you are opportunists, but people who are observing the Congress have nothing to do with the Congress, like Sabha or like that YouTuber journalist, are narrating fact to you. I want to play out for you what Aditi Singh actually said about her earlier meeting with Rahul Gandhi after the UP Assembly elections. Listen.
So he was like completely clueless. So how many MLAs do we have in UP now? And I was like, so 7, and he threw his head back and laughed. And I was like, he doesn't know. He doesn't know and he's laughing. Can you imagine that happening in the BJP? Imagine.
It is again what is being underlined, a basic problem of being laid back and not giving direction. Let me actually quote you, since you keep talking, sir, about the lack of funds. Do you know that the Congress itself put out its audit report of its finances? It spent 71.8 crores on the Bharat Jodo Yatra by Rahul Gandhi. This is for the last Bharat Jodo Yatra, which was from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Do you know they spent close to 50 lakh rupees per day, and that was 15% of the Congress's total expenditure. So you are saying that I have no money, and then you ended up spending 15% of your money on a yatra, which today we are being told is not even about elections. It is essentially about spreading love in the country. What is winning you elections? Your cadre is asking you that.
No, Padmaja, one thing. Before Bharat Jodo Yatra first phase was started, you people were trying to sing obituaries of the Congress Party and said it's a gone party. Congress Mukt Bharat to ho hi gaya hai. But one rally, the 3,700 kilometer Padyatra of Rahul Gandhi, what impact it had on the elections, I am not sure. What impact it had on the voters, I am not sure, to be candid. But it energized the grassroots workers like me in our resolve to fight for the country and bring back to its old glory. That's what it did, the Bharat Jodo Yatra. And the second Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra highlighted the injustices that the common people, the sections of the people have been facing at the hands of the Bharatiya Janata Party. It had absolutely 2 different purposes. But we have been successful in highlighting the way our country was going through.
So for everyone who says there was no work done, Bharat Jodo was done. And he walked the length and breadth of the country.
If you allow me, I will say one thing. Kamru Zaman, you can't accuse me of writing the obituary of the Congress. You got almost 20% of the vote share in 2019. I'm not writing your obituary, but I'm deeply worried. This is arrogance. And not only that, when the alliance was suggested once upon a time from Nitish Kumar, it was the Congress Party which sat back, refused to negotiate with any of your allies, and even the alliance, now everybody is fighting in pockets. it sort of fell through. And it's only, you got something in Delhi because the Delhi chief minister who's now in jail was determined to see it through. So, I mean, let's face it, your way you have handled yourself, because the whole idea of opposition fighting the BJP comes to life after the Karnataka election, where the Congress won. And then after that, they have just behaved with so much arrogance towards the other parties. And now they're refusing to do the bare minimum. Technical, you can bring out a beautiful written document, but for God's sake, you have to announce candidates in vital seats. New Delhi may announce kar lo. Do it in Amethi, Raebareli. Why are you allowing this lack of confidence in India's largest state and India's national capital by failing to announce candidates? So, because so much of elections is about mood and chemistry, so you have a problem. You do have a problem, and we are well-wishers wishing you fix it, that we are honest journalists, so we can see a very, very severe problem with you. You know, that's all I want to say, Padmaja. I'm being honest what I say to everyone.
You know, Vivek Silas, because you are an alliance partner, you've got Sanjay Nirupam saying that one, Upar there is complete chaos, there is lack of, coherence in the leadership, and then in the middle rung, you have got 5 different power centers. Everyone is doing their own thing. There was a write-up in India Today magazine, I remember, about a month ago, that Mr. Gandhi was in the northeast, and there was some infighting in the Haryana unit. So Kumari Shelja, Randeep Surjewala, they were called to Guwahati and then weren't given an appointment. They sat there, waited there, and then they came back. How do you deal with that? And is that the problem, one with the party and second with the alliance?
First of all, good evening to you, Padmaja. I thought you had forgotten me that I am too on the debate. Anyway, Mr. Sanjay Nirupam has nothing to do with Uttar Pradesh
sir, I'm out on
politics,
the field.
not
it's
at
a
all.
little difficult
As
to
far
keep
as
track.
Robert Vadra
I
is concerned,
apologize for that.
Yeah, no problem, ma'am. Anyway, Sanjay Nirupam has literally nothing to do with the politics of Uttar Pradesh. He himself has lost many elections, and today he is not in the Congress. So what difference does it make? Doesn't make a difference at all. Here in Uttar Pradesh, the India alliance is absolutely firm and compact. Nothing doing, and ultimately the people of Uttar Pradesh have to vote at the end of the day. It's the people who have to decide who's going to win or who's going to lose this time. Because as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party in Uttar Pradesh is concerned, or the entire India is concerned, they have been a bundle of lies since 2014. People have been listening to the bundle of lies for the last 10 years. For how many more years they are going to listen to the lies said by the Prime Minister Modi or any big leader in the Bharatiya Janata Party? The people of Uttar Pradesh and Pan-India are waiting for the day to come where they are going to vote Bharatiya Janata Party out of power. It doesn't make a difference who's contesting from where, whether Mr. Robert Vadra is contesting from Amethi or anyone else.
Humility. People, if they want to vote the Bharatiya Janata Party out, will need a candidate opposite it. You have changed your candidates multiple times in 8 seats. That is still better than not announcing your candidate at all. So if somebody is sitting there in Amethi saying, I want to vote out Smriti Irani, who are they supposed to vote for? They at least need an alternative. But I want to bring back in R.P. Singh and Harshvardhan Tripathi. Harshvardhan Tripathi, I want again our viewers to listen to what Sanjay Nirupam said yesterday, and I'll ask you if this in itself is contradictory. Let's listen to Sanjay Nirupam.
ऑलरेडी 5-5 लोग अब एक और आ जाएंगे, एक और पावर सेंटर बनेगा। अब किसको टिकट देना, किसको नहीं टिकट देना, ये कांग्रेस पार्टी का फैसला है। और कांग्रेस पार्टी में तो जो 5 पावर सेंटर है, उसमें सबसे पहले तो परम आदरणीय सोनिया गांधी जी का एक पावर सेंटर है, उनके आसपास के लोग हैं। दूसरे आदरणीय राहुल गांधी जी का भी एक अपना पावर सेंटर है, उनके आसपास भी एक कोठरी है जो अपनी दुकान चलाता रहता है। फिर बहन जी की भी एक अपनी कोठरी है, वो अपने ढंग से एक्सर्ट करती रहती हैं, अपना पावर एक्सर्ट करती रहती हैं। अध्यक्ष महोदय हैं, उनका भी एक पावर सेंटर बन गया है। उनके आसपास जो लोग हैं, वहां तो ऐसे ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके पास कोई राजनीतिक अनुभव नहीं, कोई राजनीतिक आधार नहीं, अचानक उनके साथ जुड़ के वो हाईकमान बन गए हैं और इस तरह की बातें करते, इस तरह की भाषा का इस्तेमाल करते जो मैं आपके सामने यहां प्रस्तुत नहीं कर सकता। और आखिरी एक जो पावर सेंटर है जनरल सेक्रेटरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, वेणुगोपाल जी का, वो भी एक पावर सेंटर बना हुआ है भाई। वो भी अपने ढंग से अपनी राजनीति करते रहते हैं।
तो हर्षवर्धन जी, ये तो सेंस नहीं मेक करता ना। एक तरफ आप कह रहे हो कि आरएसवीपी है पावर सेंटर, दूसरा आप कह रहे हैं कि केसी वेणुगोपाल और मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे भी पावर सेंटर है। तो जो लोग कांग्रेस को अटैक भी कर रहे हैं, they themselves are not very clear about what they think is the problem.
नहीं पद्मजा, देखिए असली मुश्किल यही होती है जब कई पावर सेंटर इस तरह से काम करने लगे, तभी मुश्किल होती है। संजय निरुपम को अगर पता चलता है कि गांधी परिवार ही फैसले लेता है, गांधी परिवार कैसे फैसले लेता है? गांधी परिवार जो कह देगा उसके ऊपर कोई नहीं है, और इसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है। मैं तो मानता हूं हर पार्टी में कई पावर सेंटर होते हैं, और अगर वो पावर सेंटर पार्टी को पावरफुल कर रहे हैं तो बिल्कुल पावर सेंटर होना चाहिए। लेकिन अगर पावर सेंटर्स अपनी जरूरत भर का तो पावर चाहते हैं, लेकिन उनकी वजह से पार्टी पावरफुल नहीं हो रही। जैसे उदाहरण के लिए, जब मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बने, नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द कांग्रेस पार्टी, और उस वक्त राहुल गांधी क्या कर रहे थे? भारत जोड़ो यात्रा निकाल रहे थे। सारी पार्टी की एनर्जी वहां लगी हुई, तो पावर सेंटर एक बन रहा था, लेकिन राहुल ने पावर वहां खींच दिया जहां जरूरत नहीं थी। अभी भारत जोड़ो नया यात्रा, एक पावर सेंटर, पूरी पार्टी, पूरा कम्युनिकेशन सेल, पूरा पीआर मैनेजमेंट, जयराम रमेश से लेकर सुप्रिया श्रीनेत तक सब उसी में लगे हुए थे। किसी को चिंता नहीं थी कोalition कहां फॉर्म होगा, पार्टी कैंडिडेट कहां है, कौन कौन नाम आया। अजय राय यूपी कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष लगातार कह रहे थे, जैसे ही उनको बनाया गया उन्होंने कहा अमेठी से राहुल जी लड़ेंगे, पता चला राहुल जी उस पर बात ही नहीं कर रहे। तो सवाल कंफ्यूजन का ही तो है। संजय निरुपम उसी कंफ्यूजन को बता रहे हैं। देयर इज नो कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन। मुझे तो नहीं दिखता है, मुझे तो दिख रहा है कि संजय निरुपम जो बता रहे हैं ठीक है, उनको अपना टिकट नहीं मिला इस वजह से वो कह रहे हैं, इसमें भी कोई बुराई नहीं। लेकिन एक बड़ा अच्छा जवाब दिया था उन्होंने कि एक सीट के लिए तो राहुल गांधी वायनाड भाग गए। ये संजय निरुपम ने ही जवाब दिया था जब उनसे कहा गया कि भाई आप तो सीट के लिए भाग गए, तो राहुल गांधी भी तो सीट के लिए भाग गए। तो मुझे लगता है क्या पार्टी में कोई ऐसा नेता बचा है जो अपने बूते कांग्रेस को कुछ दे सके? लेने के लिए तो सब खड़े हुए हैं, सबको चाहिए कुछ ना कुछ। जो भी बचा खुचा है वो लूट के भाग रहे हैं, इस अंदाज में कांग्रेस पार्टी हो गई। तो मुझे लगता है संजय निरुपम उसी को बहुत अच्छे से समझा रहे थे।
Saba, do you want to respond?
Me? Yeah, I mean, I must say that I would like to disagree.
Is it really an RSVP party? Is it fair to call it RSVP?
Look, there is I'll tell you where the Congress has presence. It is coming from the states. Karnataka mein, who is the leader? You have the state leadership. Telangana, who is the leader? You have that. The Congress has a crisis right now at the top. And is right now, you go back to the time when two allies, which is Aam Aadmi Party and Mamata Banerjee, suggest the name of the Congress president to lead an alliance. Ab socho, both these parties hate the Congress, right? Aam Aadmi Party destroyed the Congress. Mamata Banerjee destroyed Congress in Bengal. Normally, a normal party would say, अरे वाह, ये तो कांग्रेस का कह रहे हैं, कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष को पीएम कैंडिडेट बनाओ। लेकिन कांग्रेस रिस्पॉन्डेड की बहुत अजीब चीज हो रही है, सस्पिशन, माय गॉड, दे ट्राइंग टू इंटरफियर। Look what happened. Look at the lack you had, and Arvind Kejriwal went to that meeting with a presentation. Mamata suggested the name, he had a presentation ready. This is how the Congress responded in internal meetings. They have to consider what is going on here, yeah. You wanted to fight an alliance or you don't want to fight an alliance. You want to fight or you don't want to fight. Or you want to just have sort of marches across India and retain as many states. But even that will fade away. There is a problem here. Look, in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Gandhi left the presidency of the party, right? As soon as they were defeated. He walked out. Now, please tell us about Amethi and Raebareli. Please, this is making people want an opposition go ballistic and say, what on earth is happening here? India deserves better. You have to tell us about those two crucial seats. These are seats which have voted for you repeatedly, except for one.
I have to read out.
Yeah.
I have to read out from this Indian Express article of a month ago. So there was, this anchor in the Indian Express, the anchor article, and it basically had 3 people sitting inside the Congress's campaign office in Raebareli. And this 70-year-old man said, कि मैं 4 दशकों से कांग्रेस के लिए काम कर रहा हूं, अगर सोनिया जी, राहुल जी नहीं यहां से लड़ेंगे या प्रियंका जी नहीं लड़ेंगी तो फिर तो फायदा ही क्या है. So essentially at the end of the day you think of that guy, but I will give the final word to RP Singh. You know, today you can sit pretty and smile at the Congress's discomfort. Politics comes a full circle. Indira Gandhi's Congress was as strong as the BJP is today. But today you are taking all of the Congress people who are disgruntled into your fold. Are you not worried that sooner rather than later you are going to be the Congress of today? Maybe not now, maybe 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now. With those same Congresses in your ranks, by the way.
Padmaja, problem with Congress is Congress never had ideology. They adopted the ideology of left. They allowed left to do or steer their ideology. We had ideology throughout. We started with ideology, and we are a ideological party. And then people can come, people can join us, but they have to adhere to the ideology of the party.
Can I
complete?
You today are firing off the shoulder of a man who questioned the Balakot airstrike, which is Sanjay Nirupam. Chances are he is going to join the Shinde Sena. What will you talk about his ideology, sir?
Come on, wait, give me a second. There's a core ideology which stays on. The core leadership drives that ideology ahead. And people who join have to adhere to that ideology. If they don't, then they will also walk out. I mean, it's very clear on this. Let's be very clear on this. Whether it is Ravneet Bittu or whether it is Rinku, I'm taking names from the north. So they will stay along with the ideology. They accept the ideology of the party. They accept the nation first ideology of the party. They accept the cultural nationalism ideology of the party. They'll stay on with the party. If not, then people will throw them out, or they'll be out of the party also. I mean, let's be very clear on this.
Okay, well, good luck to you, sir. But what about the people who have held the flag of the BJP all these years and have already adhered to the ideology? You are now getting a Sanjay Nirupam and wanting him to convert to your ideology. What about the people who were born into your ideology, worked for your ideology and stayed with your ideology? Anyhow, right now the BJP is on an upswing. The Congress needs to send out a message on exactly where they stand, and beginning from Amethi and Raebareli, which really remain the mascots for the Lok Sabha fight. I'll leave it at that. Thanks very much, all gentlemen. Saba Naqvi for having joined me on Debate 1. The other